Hello, welcome back to Radio Free Gastonia, the internet's number 34 best loved historical podcast that is completely unreliable. So we're working on our numbers. Got BBC Earth over there, flashing and flashing. But welcome back, gems and germs and ladies and fellas. I am being characteristically insomniac. It's 5:40 in the morning. I woke up around 3, I think. Made a little run to the convenience store to get some snacks. But, I'm just trying to figure things out. School's about to start. Um, I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it all done. But it is hard to sort of figure out what the best kind of assignments one could use in this age of AI, as we are constantly reminded. And, I'm not a big fan of any of that. But, I'm just, I'm in a little bit of a kind of limbo, I suppose, because the book that I was working on is going into production, so it's going to be a couple months, probably 6 months at least, until it kind of comes out, and then there'll be all this hullabaloo around that, hopefully. But I don't even know how I'm gonna promote it, or I'm so not plugged in anymore to I was talking to my friend KLM the other day, and she was like, do you know any editors or different big magazines, newspapers? I'm like, honestly, 10, 15 years ago I did. So I don't know. Anyway, Camp Miasma. I really want to write about this. I found it to be incredibly compelling. This is the third film by Jane Schoenbrun. I hope I'm saying it wrong, I'm sure. But you know how I feel about. It's like I got in a taxi once, and the cab driver in New York was like, "It's like I always say." Like, well, I don't know. Is that what you always say? But yeah, I'm not. I don't have a problem with what people call identity politics. I think it's kind of a red herring. I don't even really know what that phrase means, but me personally, I've never been terribly interested in my own work, in my own research, writing, teaching, meditating on myself. Let's just say that. At one point I thought about writing a book about West Virginia, and it's like, or I thought, maybe write something about Arab Americans. It's just not for me. The closest I've come with this is teaching the queer history class, and that's the closest it comes to me. Sort of centering on my own, identity, sexuality, etc., and so forth. I don't want to write a book about trans people. It's just, there's plenty of people who can do that. It's not for me, and maybe it's my own, now that I think of it, it's kind of like the unexamined life is not worth living. I think that was like Socrates or Aristotle or something. I don't know. Is that right? But yeah, maybe it's my own resistance to even self-reflection that maybe I'm afraid of looking at myself. Be that as it may, I wrote one book about music piracy and intellectual property law, one book about economic development, urban planning, and the tech industry, and a third, what's most personal, I guess, about film in the 21st century and apocalyptic themes. And then there's also East of East, which, is definitely not about my personal experience. That was a great experience because it was something totally new to my life, I guess. Writing about Thai workers who had been, essentially enslaved in El Monte, not directly related to my own life. Thank goodness. So yeah, that's a long way of saying that. I don't like to sort of feel required to care about something, or I'm just saying, Schoenbrun is a trans person, and I'm obviously inclined to be interested. Like the movie Tangerine. I mean, Sean Baker is not a trans woman of color, but he made a great movie about trans people. So I'm just, this is really convoluted. I'm just saying, yes, I'm inclined to be favorable to this person and their work. But I wouldn't like it just because they're trans. You know what I mean? Like I don't like that at all. The fact that they've made three quite very unique and distinctive works of art. We're all going to the World's Fair. I think that's what it's called. And then I saw the TV Glow, a very polarizing, divisive film that I think is misunderstood to some extent. And now this one, which, I mean, when I went to in Atlanta, it was sold out shows. Like, I couldn't believe it. And even the time that I went, which was 5 p.m. on a Sunday, it was a packed house. People were really excited. All the fucking freaks in Atlanta had come out for this. It was a real gay off. And everybody seemed to adore the movie. So I'm thinking about, this is teenage sex and death at Camp Miasma. It's very kind of meta. It's about like a young woman or late 20s who's like a sort of breakout filmmaker, had like one or two like successful indie movies, has been hired to reanimate kind of an old franchise like Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street, that sort of thing. Jason, whatever, I don't know. I've never been a slasher movie person, so it's very steeped in the lore of 1980s sex and death slasher movies, which, like I said, it's not something that's very has ever been very interesting to me. I do remember seeing some of like Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th like when I was young, but I don't know. But this is what this movie's about. So it's this kind of ingenue, like young Jewish lesbian poly person who goes to see Billy Presley, who's played by Gillian Anderson. And she's like a reclusive. I mean, they also heap on the Sunset Boulevard, Norma Desmond, very explicitly. She was in these movies in the 80s, and then like stopped working, and somehow has like a mansion, one of the campgrounds where the it's, what is it in the stupid movies, the Jason like Camp Crystal Lake or something, like, it's like that. So she's living in her like memory palace essentially, and she and the main character, the main character played by Hannah Einbinder, I'm sure I'm getting all these names wrong. She's been recruited as a young queer woman to reboot this kind of misogynistic, transphobic, movie franchise, and, sort of queer wash it, and she wants to get some inspiration. It's kind of never entirely clear, like, why she has to go see this old lady. She has other motivations, it seems like. But like being hired to direct this movie is her excuse to go see one of her like matinee idols, I suppose. And so, this I was when I was watching, I was like, this is like Ingmar Bergman's Persona, if it was directed by the Animaniacs. It's just like, it's so gonzo and so crazy. You always think that something crazy, weird, violent, shocking things about to happen. They have a very extended sequence of the simulated sort of original movie from 1983. And it's hilarious. The whole movie's so funny. I feel like, when I saw the TV Glow. I didn't get it at first. As a trans woman, I probably should have understood it better. But once I saw it the second time, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I knew there was like some trans shit going on there, but I just like, I don't know. I'm not very smart. So I feel like I didn't totally get the message of her other films. I mean, I'm sorry, there are other films. Without like a lot of reflection, and it's been like about 12 hours since I saw this movie, so I'm trying to figure out like all the stuff with all the candy and snacks and treats, like that's heavily focused on by Schoenbrun. Yeah, I mean it's I guess it's about pop culture, it's about misogyny and the erotic nature of thrill movies, and to some extent the allure of being dominated, being overwhelmed, overcome. I don't know. It was just really fun. It was really funny. I'm trying to I was just thinking if I'm gonna write something about this, what's the angle? I mean, I'm very excited to see one of the gayest movies I've ever seen in my life actually get this much attention and buzz. I don't know what I mean, goddamn, if fucking what's the stupid if Emilia Perez or The Substance can get mainstream acceptance, then I guess this can too, because it's actually less nuts than those movies. Emilia Perez, terrible. The Substance, very good, but both wacky. And so yeah, maybe there's room for something like this. I really think Gillian Anderson should win Best Supporting Actress by a fucking country mile. But I still am puzzling over what. There's something about sexual repression in there, and something I definitely relate with Hannah Einbender's character having, sort of pathology about sex and intimacy. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm puzzling over this, and I should be doing actual work instead of doing this. But I don't know. It's just Backrooms. I keep thinking about that, and this movie. Has it been a good year for movies? I didn't like The Odyssey. I mean, I've seen great stuff, so but to me, this is the movie of the year. I mean, I guess Backrooms and Recession pretty high up there. Trying to remember what I saw earlier in the year, but I loved Life of Chuck, but that was last year. I think I saw it this year, but anyhow, that's the news from the Old Fourth Ward, the oldest and fourthiest of wards. So you can write that down. All right. I love you, sweetie babies. Bye-bye.